hopefully this is the last angry topic before I, try my best to calm down. And I had a pretty good day. I'm not going to lie. There were some moments where I'm like, oh, God, help me now, please. But at the same point, we do our best to be better for ourselves. Nothing wrong with that. The New York Islanders have a problem. They have a major problem. And oh boy. They had a 6-game winning streak that was now followed by a 5-loss streak in a row. 5 losses in a row now. After getting shellacked by Carolina. Quite honestly, it should have been 7-1. The final score of the previous game. You thought it was the head coach, Lane Lambert. He got canned. Patrick Waugh's been doing a pretty good job, all things considered. And the thing I will assess this. The Islanders, as currently standing, as of right now, March 20th, as of recording, March 20th, 2024, they have 73 points and are currently 5 points out of a realistic playoff spot, which is currently occupied by the second wild card position, as Detroit has that position. There's 14 games remaining. Are they going to make the playoffs? No. No, I don't see it. I don't see how there's a reason why this team can make the playoffs. First of all, I will say this. Ilya Sorokin needs a lot of help because the penalty kill sucks. Like, what happened? Okay, what happened to this almighty penalty kill that was supposedly really good? What happened? What happened, huh? Adam Pelech and Scott Mayfield. What the hell happened to them? What the hell happened? Like, Adam Pelech has fallen off a cliff these last 2 years. And Scott Mayfield, don't get me started on him and his 7-year deal. Jesus Christmas. There is an overwhelming debate on Twitter what the New York Islanders should do this upcoming offseason. There is an overwhelming discussion of what they could do. I think a majority of the fan base is set on they need a new GM. And honestly, I don't blame their frustrations. Islander fans have every single conceivable right to be frustrated. And I will talk more about Lou Lamoriello, the GM, in the Sports Cave. But to rebuild or to retool, that is the ultimate question. Because if you're going to rebuild, you might risk being dog shit for the next, at minimum, year or two. To retool, you trade some pieces away, probably get some prospects back or whatever you can get back, and call up the kids being Maggio, Ishlikov, Dufour, and Sam Bolduc. Get them some ice time. See what you can do about that. I think Patrick Waugh is the right coach. Also, Pierre Engvall, what happened to you? What happened to you? Also, another guy that signed for 7 years. There are, realistically, 6, maybe 7 players that you could build around. Matt Barzal, obviously. Bo Horvat, Brock Nelson, Noah Dobson, Adam Pelech, Ryan Pulock, and of course the 7th one being Ilya Sorokin. That is the 7 players that you can realistically build around. And you got to do whatever the hell you got to do. If that means you let Lou go, you do that. If it means you trade some players away, being Anders Lee, Pierre Engvall, whatever, trade them. Get whatever you can back for those players. Because it's ridiculous that if they miss the playoffs, which is a very good chance that they will, you can mostly blame a majority of it on the first half of this season, where they just could not hold a lead to save their life. After the loss to San Jose in overtime, I was like, this team can't hold a lead. This team would be so much better in terms of rankings had they not blown as many leads as they did. Like, it's ridiculous how many leads they've blown. It's crazy. But that's unfortunately how this shit works. You know, I am a cynical Islander fan. I am full proud to admit that. I'm also a rational fan. And I understand when a rebuild is necessary. I was right on Pete Carroll. I've preached about the Yankees and their ineptitude to do this shit. The Knicks, patience. But the Islanders is the big ultimate question, because those are my babies. That's my baby. Do you rebuild or do you retool? That is probably the biggest question you have as a fan of the Islanders.